Go through the pound US dollar pair, sharing with you how I've caught this entry off a confirmation entry style. I'm also going to share with you how you can use the set and forget strategy and how you can reprice with applying a supply and demand concept, and also how an order block is going to look exactly the same as the area of demand that I draw on my charts. So the first thing I want to show you is how you will look at the charts, understand the way the charts move. Going to a weekly time frame first, we can see that the market from this low here in the market broke above this previous high. We just pipped above. What this is, it's just sweeping those highs for any stops, and we saw the market drop back to downside. Now what there was left here was what they call an order block. An order block is once the high of this candle was removed by this bullish candle, it leaves behind this order block where they would look to take a trade from the open price or the 50% of that candle. And they would look for the market to come back in and look to take that trade. Now for me as a supply and demand trader, and let me just remove everything now off the chart, I would look for the same concept. I'm looking for is when the market drops in, creates this low, we break above this high of this candle, it would leave me to draw out this area of demand. Now there's two things. An area of demand, we're looking for a fresh area or a tested zone. And there's two different ways you can look at trading those zones. So it's important to understand you wouldn't look to trade a fresh or tested zone in the same way. Now a fresh zone, you can look at taking a trade with this set and forget strategy, which you'll learn in a moment how you can do that. And a tested zone, I would prefer to look at a confirmation entry. But on this time, we can see the market came back, tested it here, and we rallied to the upside. Now what that is going to leave behind, and understanding that this is an order block as well, whichever way you want to look at it, then this would leave this tested area here, which I would want to see the market come below to pick up more orders for a trade to the upside. Now, of course, if you find that a order block or a area of demand in this situation are one of the same, then do leave that comment below and let me know that you are feeling the same way I do about an order block and an area of demand. But this is what I need to see for that buy. And in fact, if we look at this candle here to the upside, we can see what that produced. We actually got a 220 pip move up. So you could have looked for an entry off that area of weekly demand on a lower time frame. But what I want to do now is go through how I've caught this entry here today off this 4-hour confirmation entry, and how you could even look for an entry off this fresh area of demand with a set and forget strategy. So once you understand that this is the area it has to be removed to go into that area of demand on the weekly, popping down to a daily time frame is going to help clear things up even more. Because now you can see that this is that low which had to be removed. This is where we see the manipulation below that low, where it picks up those orders and we have a rally to the upside. Now for the market to come back into this fresh area, we have another low that needs to be removed, and that's exactly what has happened. And you can see on that candlestick with a nice outside bullish engulfing candle. That shows to me that there was buyers waiting inside this fresh area of demand. Now you could have taken here a set and forget strategy entry. Now if I go down to a lower time frame of the 4-hour time frame first, go back in time, and you'll see where this zone is sitting. This is our bearish candle before the move to the upside. We broke out of this market structure. But if you're using a order block, this would not be a candlestick you'd probably look to trade from. And we want to find a solid down candle like this before the up move. And then you look to trade off the open price of that candle. So as you can see, this one would have been a push up, pull back, and you could have had an entry here to go to the upside. But what we were looking for is this candle now. Now what we'll do to easily identify that is drop down to 1-hour time frame, and we'll look for the candle. And the candle here you can see is a nice solid bearish candle. So that is what they would class as a good looking order block. And it's an order block once the market broke this previous structure high, leaving this candlestick. Now there's also other things that's left behind here, an area of imbalance, but that perhaps is for another video. But for me, as I said, I trade with a supply and demand approach. For what this is actually showing me is an area of a demand zone which was created on the down move before the up move, breaking out of this area of market structure. Now it's also what I class as a fresh zone of demand as well. And the reason it's fresh is we rallied straight away and we haven't yet come back to that zone. Now, if you was to use a set and forget strategy, and if you want to learn more on that video in my channel, I'll leave it linked above now for you to go through and watch and learn about the set and forget strategy. You'll be looking for an entry here at the open price of that bearish candle, or you could even go for an entry of the 50% of that candle if you wish as well. And you place your stop at the low of that bearish candle. When I see a large bearish candle like this, I do tend to look at the 50% of the body because then you can get a much better entry. And again, this is the same concept but it's taught with an order block. So to me, they are one and the same. So once we identify this as our fresh zone, let's now go back to the 4 hour and then go back to current price. Once the market comes back into here, knowing that the market has been on this move down on the daily, I really want to see a confirmation entry. I've not got the confidence to take an entry just for the set and forget strategy, as we've seen all this price action occur. So what I'm looking for when the market came back in is to show me that the market was going to do this reversal. And that's exactly what happened when we saw the market drop in. It created this pin engulfing candle and it rallied to the upside, breaking the high of that bearish candle and breaking this area of market structure. We also have minor structure here breaks as well, but it's showing me that it is a break of market structure with a confirmation entry. Now this is a tested zone. After we broke the high of that bearish candle, you can see this bullish candle had a lower wick which came into the zone before it rallied away. So I would need to see this low removed to pick up orders for me to enter this trade. Now again, this is what I class as a tested area of demand, and if you want to see that video on fresh and tested zones, I will leave that linked above now so you can watch that video and learn about those zones. Now of course this is an order block as well, so you could trade that as your order block. Once again, leave that comment below if you're seeing the same thing as I trade in a supply and demand approach as an order block. Once I've identified that this low has been removed, picking up orders, you can actually see this is where I've got my entry at the open price of that bearish candle, stop at the low of the move. We then actually come back once again and make a new low again. This is showing me that they are accumulating orders to push that market to the upside, and I was expecting a push higher. We then make a new higher low, breaking minor structure here, and we've now broke this area of structure as well. So the market is looking strong and bullish to the upside. I'm looking for the market to break these previous highs where I've got that target. Now I most probably will look to take profit at the end of today, as being the end of the week. And I'm also going to be looking to move the trade to break even to protect my account to eliminate risk. Once I've done this, I'll be looking to target this high, the next high in the move, and finally those weekly highs if the market can come back up to those highs. But this video is really to show you the differences between an order block trading strategy, and order block technical analysis with a supply and demand strategy and the use of supply and demand analysis. So I hope this video has been insightful for you to understand how I believe they are one of the same, and also how you can trade with a supply and demand approach with everything you can learn in my YouTube channel. So if you have enjoyed today's content, please give me that thumbs up to let me know that you've enjoyed this content. And if you want to see more videos like this, then let me know if you want to see more videos. Now I'm going to ask you to leave one comment as well in the comments below to let me know if you watched this video to the end, as I do like to know if my subscribers are enjoying the content by watching it to the end. And just leave one comment, and that is order blocks. Just place order blocks into that comment and I'll know that you've watched this video to the end. Now the reason I ask this is I've got something coming out later this year on understanding manipulations in the market, and that's going to help you to understand the way these markets move with the supply and demand approach. And I may well be giving a lucky subscriber one of those courses when it's released. So that is how I look at the use of an order block. and with compared to the supply and demand approach, I do see them being as one of the same. Now, there is a video before this video I released, which is Smart Money Supply and Demand, and I go through in that video exactly what I was looking for here and how you could have taken a trade down here previously and what I was looking to happen next at this area on the chart. That's going to show you that I'm actually showing you before this video where I was looking to take a trade and how I was waiting for it to set up. Now you can see that I've taken this trade exactly the same way I was looking for it. So once you understand the supply and demand approach, you will be able to take trades just like that yourself. Now, I'm leaving that video linked above now, so you can go and watch that video next and learn with me on a supply and demand methodology.